We're just getting older, world is getting colder. Trying to get sober, Lord help me get stronger. World is on my shoulders.
Hey, this is the 12 of 12 podcast, the podcast about real life, recovery, growth and development, redemption, because that's what this is about. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, tap the subscribe button and share for more. We are also sponsored by First Step Recovery. If you or a loved one needs help with substance abuse disorder or severe mental illness, please don't wait, do not hesitate, don't wait until the last minute. Contact them today. They can get you the help you need, because everyone needs help if you're out there in the madness. Trust me, it might be your last time. Don't let it be your last time. Get that help today. We have a special guest today, Josh.
Hey, brother, man. How you doing, man? My name's Josh, man, and I'm grateful and blessed to be here today, man.
Hey, man. Hey.
It's been a long journey, a great process, man, and I'm just grateful to be a part of this program, be a part of this team, man. I've watched the growth of this transition, man, and I've seen a lot of growth, and I'm just glad to be a part of it.
Hey, we're glad to have you be a part of it also, man. Josh has been around for a while now. This is his third time on the channel. Third time on the channel, so definitely he's a great part of what we do here at First Step Recovery, most definitely. Love for him as well as all the other staff. We're gonna talk today about different jobs and situations like that when you go through recovery, because that's a situation that a lot of people run into that they have a problem with. You know, a lot of people, I feel like if they could, like I was riding down the street the other day, right? And I seen somebody with a sign, you know, and they were like, okay, food or whatever, money or whatever. Me personally, I like to go by and give a person like, okay, hey, here's a pamphlet. You know, this is where you could go to get some real help from. Right. You know, this is where you could go to possibly get a job, get your life right and things like that if you're ready to make that decision. And I ride around with like some candy bars or something like that to be able to give them something instead of money.
You know, it's crazy that you said that. The other day, man, we was here working. I was on break. I went over here. There's a Subway right behind here. And man, there was a gentleman that walked up. Me and another peer was over there. And he was like, man, y'all got some money so I can have some food. And like I said, I just bought a Subway meal. And I was like, you know what? Here, man. He said, I can't eat that. And I was like, wow, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. It shocked me. So I was like, hey, man, you know, I know a great place if you need any help, man. I don't know where you're at in your life today, but there's a program literally right over the street, man, that could help you on your journey. Because, you know, First Step not only helps provide you substance abuse treatment and mental health treatment, man. They also supply you, a place to lay your head. Man, a place to learn about yourself, to give you the resources and the tools necessary to grow and move forward. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of people out here struggling, man. And
it always shocked me too when a person, you know, was out there in the madness and then they're out there with nothing and then they're picky. They're picky. Like, you don't want to sub. Bro, I eat a sub.
And you know
what I'm saying? I mean, like, you got people who eat subs who got their stuff together. So it's like, what's wrong with Subway? I mean, hey, nothing against Subway. I bust down the tuna fish sandwich not too long ago.
You know what I mean?
When I was visiting Orlando, hey, price might have went up a little bit, but I mean, at the same time, ain't nothing wrong with Subway.
It's not.
I remember a time I went and got fried chicken before, man. From I was down in Orlando doing some nonprofit work because I had a nonprofit 501c3 down in Orlando that I used to give back for years while ministering. Okay. And I went out there and like I just get a whole bunch of Publix fried chicken, you know. It's a good price, you know, fried chicken, the rolls, the Hawaiian rolls, the plates, the bread and stuff like that. And then we're like, okay, we're gonna go out here, we're gonna go out there and get some meals out. You know what I'm saying? Let y'all get some of this good fried chicken and stuff, whatever. Man, 3 or 4 people. Man, I'm good, man. I don't want it. I don't want it, man. You don't have anything else? I'm like, bro, this is fried chicken and Hawaiian rolls, bro. And water. What else do you want? You know what I'm saying? What are you looking for? A ribeye steak? Come on now, bro. Come on. You know what I'm saying? Like fall back, chill a little bit. You know,
be thankful.
Thankful, bro.
Thankful.
I think that's the problem with a lot of people. They're not thankful. So let's get into what we were talking about before, man, because with working in addiction, you know, or being out there, you know, a lot of people, they're about to be out there and not work. I feel like if you aren't disabled to a point where the government labels you not being able to work, it had to be a condition, then you should work. You were created to actually do work. So if you're not working, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing.
So, for me, man, like I said, I was talking earlier, man, I used to do funeral work, do burials. I made burial vaults, and I used to bury people for a living, man. And what's crazy is I made really, really good money. You know what I'm saying? But at the time, I was in active addiction. It was too much money for me. You know what I mean? My life was unmanageable. I didn't know how to manage my money. You know what I mean? I was giving it. I say back then I would say I lost it, but man, I was giving it away. You know what I mean? And it was just too much money for me in my active addiction, man. I struggled a lot with that. And like I said, man, I had an amazing job. I was making good money. I had good support around me, but I wasn't happy with myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And what's crazy is man, I used to pray for 3 months. I'll never forget this. I prayed for 3 months straight. I'd get on my knees. I would cry. You know what I'm saying? I would cry begging God, please help me. And what's crazy is I actually had a 4-day weekend one weekend. And I don't know what it was, but something on my mind said, hey, let's go to Tennessee. You know what I mean? I went down to Tennessee and actually got stopped and incarcerated down there for a DUI, which I was only supposed to sit for 10 days. And I wound up sitting for 8 months.
Dang, hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
How did you go from 10 days to 8 months?
So the vehicle I had bought, I was supposed to go to the DMV that Friday and go get it transferred in my name. But, the way my mind works, it was like, oh, I'll be good until Monday. Well, of course, I went down to Tennessee, all that stuff happened, and the guy I bought the car from, he reported it stolen.
Oh, man.
So, in that 10 days turned into, because I got hit with another charge, that 10 days turned into an 8-month process. But I thought it was the worst thing that ever happened to me, man, but today it's one of the greatest things that ever happened in my life because I found recovery.
Yeah.
I found out where I belong, man. I'm so happy with myself today and who I've become. And it's all thanks to the growth and development that First Step had provided for me, because of course I was a client here, you know what I mean? And if you would have told me a year ago when I come here that I'd be working here, I'd have told you was lying. I never thought I was capable of the things that I'm capable of today.
Yeah.
And I got to give thanks and to not only my higher power, but to this program that helped me learn about myself, you know what I mean? And then gave me a place to lay my head. When I was in active addiction a year ago, making all that money, I didn't have a place to lay my head. I was staying from couch to couch. Man, I couldn't control myself, you know what I mean? And then when I really got to the root of it, man, through this program, man, they put a roof over my head, helped put clothes on my back, food in my mouth. These things that I was ungrateful for, that I wasn't grateful for before, man. Like, I was so thankful that I had somewhere to be, that I was a part of something bigger than myself. And then, man, slowly but surely, at working the program and working the progress, man, my higher power blessed me with the opportunity to be in the position to work in this field and give back. You know what I mean? And, man, I love coming to work today. I used to not like going to work, you know what I'm saying? Because I needed a drink or a drug to get up and go to work, you know what I mean? Heck, I didn't even have money to get the gas. And today, man, that's not things I worry about today. You know what I mean? Because my higher power is going to provide for me. So I don't really stress about providing for myself, because I know as long as I'm doing the next right thing, he's going to provide everything I need.
Amen. Amen. God first.
Amen.
One thing I know, bro, is stability is important. While
Yes.
you're going through your recovery, I realize, especially working and helping people with recovery and things like that, that a lot of people like to bounce from this house to that house, this place to that place, and they never really get a chance to be stable.
Yeah.
They never really stay at a place too long, and they let the little things, they could call them triggers or whatever, little things bother them.
Yep.
But one thing about it, you have to think about this. If you're in recovery, you've probably been to jail before. And if you've been to jail before, then you know that you're doing a whole lot of things you don't want to do in the first place, following a whole bunch of rules and regulations that you didn't want to in the first place. But you're following them because you have to. This is the mindset you have to have, I feel like, in recovery is, listen, you're not guaranteed to have tomorrow. No. You're not guaranteed to live past your next hit, your next blunt, your next pill you pop, the next thing you shoot up, or whatever you do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You're not guaranteed to live past that. So therefore, if you get a place, and they give you a roof over your head, you got people out there freezing to death right now during the winter storm. They're about to be out there.
on the news the other day.
Yeah, about to freeze to death. Then to have a place to stay and be somewhere warm and that you can actually get yourself right with. So then I get to a point where I understand that it's a mental aspect also, that a person, their mind obviously could not be right, or to the point of suicide, or that they know that they're going to die if they stay out there when it's 0 degrees and they just got nowhere to go, while everybody else everywhere is inside, and they're giving you warming centers to be able to do it. So I understand the mental aspect of things also, but this is for y'all. Listen, if you got a place that's stable, stay there. It might be rules and regulations, discipline, but that's important, because I think that's important with giving the person accountability, because that's what's gonna help them get ready, grow to, you know what, your office substance, you got, or your mental state has gotten stable. Now you're able to go get your place to stay, keep up with your bills, be happy, be thankful, be grateful, but you need that accountability and stability.
You need that.
And discipline.
It helps you learn to maintain, you know what I'm saying? Something I always tell my guys, my group of guys is, man, be patient, sit still, be patient, man, learn about yourself, you know what I mean? We come here for a reason. Whatever that reason may be, the mental aspect, the substance abuse aspect, or I just don't have nothing, whatever the case may be, man, you come here because you needed that help. And we're going to provide you that help. Just sit still, be patient. Like you said, when you're in jail, you got to follow rules and regulations that you don't want to. And if you have that mindset, you know what, I'm going to sit still. Maybe these people know something that I don't know. When I first come here, I didn't want to follow no rules and regulations, man. I didn't. And, about a month in, I was like, man, maybe these people know something that I don't know. Let me give them opportunity to teach me something that I don't know. Yeah. And man, I'm here to sit in front of you right now. It's been almost a year later. I work in recovery. I am a peer support specialist. I facilitate classes from 12 to 8. You know what I mean? I also have a CSA certification to where I can help if they need help in that field. You know what I mean? Like, I've gathered these tools and these resources, man, and it's all thanks because I was patient and I sat still, got that stability. You know what I mean? And that's what helped me grow. And I'm still growing. I'm learning every day. I don't have it all figured out, and I probably never will. But I can continue to grow from that. I can continue to learn.
Amen. You know what I mean? One step at a time, one day at a time. So how was it? How did you get into working with the funeral home and helping people? How did you get that job?
So, man, I had just come home from prison. I was paroled out of prison, and a good friend of mine actually, I was asking people around. I was like, hey, anybody know anybody hiring? And a good friend of mine, man, he had been doing it for like 6 years. He's like, man, come up here, put your application in. I'll get you a job. And sure enough, he got me a job. And how it started is I used to make the burial vaults by pouring the concrete in the forms and breaking the forms out the next day and setting up the concrete vaults themselves. And I was there for about 3 years, and we lost a couple guys that go out and do the burials themselves and sets up the burials and stuff. And they asked me if I wanted to, come to me and was like, do you picture yourself staying in that shop every day, or would you picture yourself to get to learn something to get out? And I was like, man, I want to learn more. And of course, I got out, got to the field, got to go to the cemetery, got to set up the burial vault, got to set up the tent, the chairs, got to help service the funerals. And man, I really enjoyed it at first, you know what I mean? It was something, I felt like I was doing a service to a family, you know what I'm saying? It's the last moment that they're going to spend, the last memory, the last time that they're going to be with a loved one. And I looked at that like it was a service. It was an honor to be able to do something like that for a family. You got people grieving. I've lost a lot of people. I lost my mother and my grandmother. I had to bury them the same day. While I was working at the burial, I was at a cemetery, man, and my father was found dead at the cemetery. You know what I'm saying? So I totally understand that aspect of it, like the grief, and I can feel how another person feels. I can have that empathy for them. And man, I really enjoyed it. But like I said, man, I had too much time on my hands, and I lost my father, and I started drinking alcohol, and man, I didn't know how to cope with that, and it's crazy that I didn't know how to cope with it, because like I said, man, I worked in this field, and I'm watching these people grieve and stuff, so I knew there was going to be a grieving process. And then, of course, one thing led to another, man. I started drinking real heavy, and then me and my spouse actually we split up. I had to leave the house, and man, my life started to kind of fall apart, you know what I mean, and become real bad addicted, man. I was in active addiction for over a year after that, man, and my life just only got worse and worse as the days went on. And I had too much time on my hands, and I was making too much money, and I succumbed to my own madness, you know what I mean, and Which, like I said, it was, at the time, I thought it was the worst thing that could happen to me, man. But it was one of the greatest things that ever happened to me, because I was able to learn about my mental health and my disease and my substance abuse disorder that I had. And it led me here, man. And now I'm sitting here giving back. I'm helping other people that are going through the same things that I was going through. And man, I never thought that was possible. I never thought I'd be able to help somebody the way somebody helped me. You know what I mean? And it just gives me a lot of... there's a lot of humility there, man, for me. You know, like, I'm no better than anybody, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just like every one of these people, all these clients that I teach, I was just like them. I'm no different, you know what I mean? And I'd like to be that hope shot for them, that, man, you can be something. You can do something, man. If you take your first step, it starts here. You know what I'm saying? Take your life back, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it can work. You just got to put the work in.
Yeah.
It's possible, you know what I mean? A lot of people's like, oh, well, I'm going to be an addict for the rest of my life. I'm going to be an alcoholic for the rest of my life. And if that's the case, then it's because you choose to, you know what I mean? Because there is help out here, man. If it wasn't for First Step, man, I don't know where I would be in my life right now. I probably wouldn't be here. You know, I'd probably be in that ground. Somebody would probably be burying me.
That's what we want to run across to you today, people that listen, if you got job opportunities, work.
Yeah.
Get your job opportunities. Don't succumb to how much money you're making and let that be a trigger. Don't let the money be a trigger. You understand? It shouldn't be. It's a thing of negotiation. It's about what you want to do on the inside. Is in your mindset. Are you ready to change? Are you ready to make it happen?
That's what it
comes down to. Are you ready to live? Because when you're out there, you're not living. When you're out there in the street doing crimes, you're not living. That's not living when you got to look over your back or you're hurting somebody else. Yeah. When you should be loving somebody else. You know, and I'm just going to break a verse down real quick in the Bible. If you don't believe, okay, but I do believe. And it says, all things work for the good of those who love the Lord.
Amen.
So in certain situations, like, we have to look at what we went through or what we might be going through now, what you might be going through now. What is God trying to show you? Is it time for growth? Is it time for understanding a certain person? Is it time to move on, to do something different? Is it time to get more understanding about life in general? You never know the situation that you might be in. But one thing about it, all things. So whatever you're going through, if it's sickness, disease, if it's mental, if it's physical, spiritual, just keep faith to God, put God first, and don't give up.
Yeah, don't
give up.
I think that was my biggest problem. I gave up on myself. You know what I mean? Because I was hurting so hard inside that I wanted to reach out for help, but I felt like nobody understood me. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because when I come into recovery, there's over 100,000 of people that understood me, that knew the pain that I was going through. They was going through the same thing, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, a lot of people, they're scared of that recovery thing. Either they're embarrassed, ashamed, or whatever, don't want to get into it, man. But everybody's the same.